Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Should Cowboys injuries save coach Mike McCarthy's job? For most Dallas Cowboys fans, the thought of Mike McCarthy returning as head coach in 2025 is nightmare fuel, not necessarily because the audience is anti-Big Mike, but more because there is a view that this program as is has run its course. But McCarthy getting re-upped for next year? The concept might not be as far-fetched as some think. Strap yourselves in. First, Cowboys legend and Hall of Famer Troy Aikman recently endorsed McCarthy as a coach, with a prediction that the lame duck coach will be getting an extension. Then we get to Jerry and Stephen Jones' glowing comments about Big Mike. Also, we have Dak Prescott's recent comments about McCarthy. And we have Bill Belichick choosing the tar over the star, and suddenly, there are a lot of positive vibes around McCarthy. But we offer another reason, or, some might argue, another excuse as why McCarthy might stick around at the star in 2025: injuries. Looking at Dallas' injury list throughout the season, it has been a horror show since training camp, with player after player going down. It isn't just role players who have been absent, it is Dallas All-Pros and Pro Bowlers who have missed handfuls of games. DeMarcus Lawrence, Darren Bland, Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Smith, and Jake Ferguson have all missed substantial time. Then we add Sam Williams, DeMarvion Overshown, Marshawn Kneeland, Wanya Thomas, Josh Butler, Asim Richards, Kalen Carson, and Marquise Bell to the list. How well could McCarthy have expected to do this season with an injury list that long? So that's one wrinkle. Now we have another lever to pull, and this is where it gets interesting. Given the fight the team has shown under McCarthy, and with 4 games left in the season, should the now 5-8 Cowboys somehow manage to rattle off enough wins to get to say, 7-10 or even 8-9, that would to some constitute a decent enough season given the injury issues. And Jerry and Stephen Jones might be able to convince themselves that the only real problem around here was in the medical tent. We get it. We understand it. Jerry could take the view that despite the sheer number of injuries, McCarthy still managed to get this team to finish the season strongly and not wave the white flag. Plus, there could be an idea of believing in what McCarthy can do next season with a healthier roster. After all, 3 12-5 seasons shouldn't be forgotten either. At the start of the season, it seemed an easy bet that 2024 would be McCarthy's last as head coach of the Cowboys. But could the crippling injury list have bought McCarthy another year in Dallas? That idea now seems in play. Cowboys' Micah Parsons says he sees connection with Ashton Jeanty in NFL draft process. Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty is days away from finding out if he will be hoisting the Heisman Trophy. But before that, Jeanty sat down to talk to Cowboys outside linebacker Micah Parsons on the Edge podcast, during which he suggested that Dallas could be interested in selecting him in the 2025 NFL Draft. I don't know, based off what I hear, you, Jeanty, might get a call from Dallas. We don't know yet. I see you calling us out, Parsons said. I don't blame you, I had to do the same thing. You got to let them know sometimes. Before being taken by the Cowboys in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft, Parsons said he made it known to Dallas that it was his preferred landing spot. So Parsons gave Jeanty the floor to make his case to Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Obviously, you've watched the film. That speaks for itself. You go and ask around, everybody around this building, in Boise, everybody who's ever met me, been around me, Jeanty said. They'll tell you how great of a person I am. Great character, not only how I work, but how I bring people on. I make people better. I push people to reach excellence. I want to see everybody win, and that's no matter where I'm at. As soon as I join your team, whatever team it is, your team will be better off just because I'm in that locker room, Jeanty added. The Cowboys and Jeanty will be a popular pairing until April's draft. Dallas needs another true difference maker on the offensive side of the ball in addition to CeeDee Lamb. Furthermore, their number 1 running back, Rico Dowdle, will be a free agent at the end of the season. Jhonson is having a season unlike any other and could end up as college football's single-season rushing leader with a solid performance in the Fiesta Bowl. Jhonson has rushed 344 times for 2,497 yards and 29 scores and is only 132 yards shy of breaking Barry Sanders' record, 2,628. Cowboys critics hint Jerry Jones too cheap to hire Lions' $125 million coach Ben Jhonson. ESPN suggests the Dallas Cowboys should be offering Ben Jhonson a stunning 5-year contract of $125 million to steal him away from the Detroit Lions. Frisco Ben Jhonson will be the sexiest candidate on this offseason's NFL coaching carousel, and if the Dallas Cowboys, presently sitting on a 5-8 record amid questions about lame duck Mike McCarthy's status, opt for a change, there is a reason for team owner Jerry Jones to be attracted to sexiness. Parts of this formula are easy. Parts of this formula are difficult. And one component being manufactured by ESPN now makes it all rather confounding. ESPN analyst Bill Barnwell is sharing his vision for fixing the Cowboys in 2025. He's urging Jones to hire Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Jhonson. There is nothing new or clever about the idea. Try to hire the best candidate? That's easy. More difficult? An issue we address below. More confounding? That's where ESPN comes in. Barnwell suggests Dallas should offer Jhonson a 5-year contract of $125 million. But what he doesn't do is explain why. Why is that specific number important? Johnson's work as the offensive coordinator in Detroit has been impeccable, Barnwell said, and that is a fine point. The Lions' offense ranks first in points per game, 32.1, and second in total yards, 394.8. The Lions are currently 12-1, leading the NFC and building on last year's NFC Championship appearance. Obviously, the team that hires Jhonson, the Chicago Bears, will have to pay him. So why is Barnwell obsessed with the notion that it is Dallas that must do so? Dallas might instead need to take a bigger swing to fix its offense, Barnwell said. The Cowboys can't subvert the salary cap, and they can't buy first-round picks, but spending on coaches is uncapped. Paying Jhonson this much would represent a significant investment and probably make every other team in the league angry, but coaches as a whole are underpaid. We're fine with Jhonson. We're fine with $25 million per year. But we're not fine with making this a Cowboys thing, except that maybe it is ESPN's intention to trigger all those Dallas critics who portray Jones as cheap. And that makes Barnwell's focus confounding. Allow us to take you in a better direction. Word is that Jhonson has expressed some preferences, among those organizational alignment between the GM and the head coach and recognition from the organization of the things that have gone wrong, and a willingness to fix them. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Ben Jhonson? Leave your opinion in the comments.